Let's be real. The best time to get your money right was yesterday. The next best time is today. I know, I get it. I've been there. Credit card debt, bills piling up, and not taking those calls. I was making good money, but still living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was embarrassed and I was ashamed. Can you relate? But I have good news. You can take action today. It's not too late. Hi, I'm Dignity Coach Mariolene, and I am here to empower you to reclaim dignity in your finances. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. So I don't know where you are in the world, but it is like I woke up to 8 degrees this morning, and now it's 11 degrees in New York. Woo! And y'all know I'm Haitian, so your girl is struggling a little bit. And I love the winter as much as the next person, but dang. And with the wind chill, they said it felt like it was 5. I was like, oh, Lord. So I will be having myself a nice, hot cup of cocoa after today's episode. And don't be surprised if, I come with the cocoa next week because it's only January. So there is that. How are you doing? How's your year going so far? I hope that it is full of blessings and adventures. And if there are trials, I pray that you press through and get on the other side of whatever bridge that you're on, and then turn around and burn that joint down so that you never have to come back. I have news for you today. Welcome to Dignity and Dollars Live. If you've been with me before, you may notice something new. This space used to be called Money Talks Live. I changed the name because this work has never been about just money. It's been about dignity. The dignity of the person, which is you, which is me, which is everyone who's gone through the workshop, everyone who's in the boot camp, everyone who's in the community. It always comes back to us. In Haiti, we have a saying, tout moun c'est moun. Every person is a person. And that is the foundation that everything is built upon. Do you consider yourself a person? Do you show yourself love? And do you show yourself respect? And when you are in a situation, do you have it made up in your mind that y'all can take whatever y'all need, but my dignity stays intact? I leave with that. I honestly believe that when we give up our dignity, it's a slippery slope. That whatever the other 9 things we said we would never do, when the dignity is gone, that is the guardrails. That is what keeps us in check. That's what connects us and keeps us anchored to our humanity as people. And once that is gone, we're flailing. It's like a small boat on the ocean with no oars. You will go wherever the waves are pushing you, right? And who wants that life? As opposed to being in alignment with your soul. And that's where dignity lives. That there's some things that you just won't do. And that is what I want to talk about today, right? As it relates to our finances, because money is such a, powerful little piece of paper. It really is. Considering in and of itself, it has no power except for the power that we give it. Man, people have done everything you can ever imagine for money. Even the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. So this is a very important point, because when it's often repeated, it is that money is evil. Money is not evil. Loving money, making money an idol, making money your identity, making money the most important thing in your life, that is the root of all evil. Money itself only has the power that we give it. It only has the value that we give it. So it has its place in our lives. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Money has 5 purposes, reasons, phases in your life. You make money, you save money, you invest money, you give money, and then you spend money. Spend is number 5 for a reason, because the world and the system that we are living in is very focused on make money, spend money. So make your money and then spend it. And here are 10,000 things that you can spend your money on. And before you know it, all that money you just made, well, it's gone because you spent it all. So now there's nothing left to save. There's nothing left to invest. And there's certainly nothing left to give. So just changing your mindset about that. Like, what is the use and purpose of money? And what should happen to my money as soon as I get my paycheck or as soon as I get paid? Because if you don't tell your money where to go, it just goes away. And then you're like, what happened? But if you know ahead of time that you're going to get $500, then you can say, okay, $100 is going to go in my savings. $100 I'm going to put in a CD, certificate of deposit, for 6 months and make $50 off of that, depending on the interest rate. I love this foundation. I love this work that is being done nationally, internationally, and I want to donate to that. So I'm going to donate $100 to that. So do you see what I'm saying here? So you made the 500, you saved some of it, you invested some of it, you donated, gave some of it out of your generosity, and now you still have $200 left, technically, to do with what you would like to do. So you're always going to have money to spend if you save, invest, and give. As my old pastor would say, that was free. You're always going to have money to spend if you invest, save, and give. The Bible says that it'll be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And that's what you want in your life. You want overflow, not just enough, not just getting by. You want it to be so much that you're pressing it down and it's overflowing so that you can not only take care of yourself, but take care of others. And this is available. This is available to you. This mindset, always available. We just have to decide when we are going to change it. And that's why this podcast, this weekly conversation is not just about money. One of the things that I can tell you is that in the community, I love getting the testimonials that people will say, hey, Coach M, as a result of getting my money together, I'm now going to the gym. I'm now eating better. Exactly. Because this thing, this money thing is, what's the word? It will have a grip on you. You will not be able to breathe. You certainly are not going to go to the gym. You're certainly not going to eat right. Why? Because you are thinking about it every single day. You're dreaming about it. You wake up thinking about it because you need more money. You don't have enough money. You need to get more money. This is not the life that God wants for you. I'm 100% sure of that. I haven't met you, but hear me when I tell you that is not it. And I feel reasonably confident that that is not the life you want for yourself either. You want a life that is peaceful, that is, full of adventures, and not you thinking about money every day. So that is why I am changing the name to Dignity and Dollars, because that should be our foundation. We restore that and everything else will come into place. That is why this has never really been about money. And I'm really thankful. I'm happy with the little courage I got right now to say I'm not going to be bound to any name. That as I evolve, if that's what needs to happen, then hey, that's what needs to happen. So not just about money, it's about dignity. It's about healing. It's about helping people feel safe, confident, and empowered in their finances. Isn't that what you want to feel? because dollars without dignity just keeps us in survival. But dignity with dollars creates freedom. So welcome. If you're new here, I am Marie-Yolene, your dignity coach and the founder of Focused Fire. So today we're talking about financial courage and how it often starts with a little word that can have a big impact. Okay? So I'm kind of excited to talk about that. And what this little word is: awareness. 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 There's so much going on around in our world right now, so many things vying for your attention, that sometimes it's hard to be still and become aware of what's around you. Because once that happens, the first thing you're going to do is question, why is this happening? What is the purpose of this? Do I really need that? Yes, that's on sale, but I want it. Do I really need it? So let's talk about that. I'm excited to share all of this wonderfulness with you today. So, awareness. Hopefully at the end of this, you'll be much more aware of things that you really need to drill down on. So, from avoidance to awareness, right? This is the first act of financial courage. So let's go. So let's talk about avoidance, right? It's one of the most common money behaviors: ignoring accounts, not opening bills, avoiding conversations, putting off decisions. Avoidance doesn't mean you're irresponsible. It usually means money feels unsafe. And when we are unsafe and when we feel unsafe, our first priority that we are consumed with is safety. Everything else shuts down. I have to get to a safe place. And once I'm safe, I can think about all these other things. And if when you think about money, you feel unsafe, that needs to be addressed. Because if that is the relationship that you have, it will always be adversarial. You'll always be fighting. You will not be in partnership. That is the difference between your money mastering you and you mastering your money. But be of good cheer. We're going to talk about this, right? So again, avoidance is common. It is not failure. So let's talk about what avoidance costs. Okay, avoidance keeps you anxious, unclear, stuck in survival mode, not because you don't care, but because your nervous system is protecting you. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but I'm sure you've heard someone has gone into a coma, right? And we hear that, we're like, oh my God, that's terrible. And arguably it is. But let me explain to you how smart your nervous system is and how smart your body is. When the body has chosen to put itself in a coma, because that is what it's doing, the nervous system has been checked in with, right? The emotional system has been checked in with. And what the body is saying is that I've tried every which way to calm this situation down, to bring the temperature down, but it is getting worse. So I'm going to pull the plug and shut everything off. And then we can talk about how we're going to fix the situation. So when a coma happens, that is the body actually protecting itself by shutting everything down because you're still in there. This is why they say in hospitals that when a person is in a coma, first thing they say is, can you bring the music that they love? Can you bring the food that they love? Keep talking to them because they are in there. They're just far because the body has shut everything down and shut you all out to protect itself, because that is the last place of defense. So please do not think that you don't care. And if someone else is telling you that, I'm here to tell you it's not true. It's not that you don't care. It is your nervous system protecting you. The cost of avoidance is real, keeping you anxious, unclear, and stuck in survival mode. Your body cannot continue to do that. That's like saying, I live in an emergency room. It's called an emergency because it doesn't happen every day. But if that is your everyday, your body will not be able to sustain that. But let's look at now, looking at your money does not mean judgment. What does that mean? What does looking at your money really mean? It means not fixing everything at once, judging yourself, becoming perfect, right? That's what that's what it usually means. But I'm telling you, it doesn't. It does not mean fixing everything all at once, judging yourself, and becoming perfect. That's the world's requirements, but it does not have to be yours. It simply means becoming aware without shame. And shame is one of the biggest strongholds, one of the biggest obstacles that I find that we go through as it relates to money. Why is that? Because it's a very disturbing little setup if you think about it. So as kids, we're not taught about money. If anything, we're traumatized by it because as a kid, you don't really understand what money is about. And the first time you try to have that exchange of asking and saying that you want a toy or you want to buy a candy bar, and you're met with opposition of, do you have McDonald's money? Do we look like we're made of money? Money doesn't grow on trees. We don't have any money. Do you have money? Do you have a job? Imagine you're getting assaulted by this. And then nothing is addressed. You go to school, you go to elementary school, junior high school, college, advanced degrees, and not one class is about making money, saving money, investing money, being generous with your money, how to open up a checking account, how to balance a checkbook. What is compound interest? Nothing. But you are told to hurry up and get a job so you can make this money. So then by the time your head is spinning, you're an adult. And you're feeling like this is not the time for me to go ask for help. Because people are going to say what? You don't know how to balance a checkbook? You don't know how to read your bank statement? You don't know how money works? And all of those answers to those questions for you can be yes. I don't know how money works. I don't know how to balance my checkbook. I don't, but I need help. Shame is what prevents us from asking for help. But I'm here to tell you, strong people push past that shame. Strong people ask for help, bring the shame with them because they want to get to the other side of that bridge. So looking at your money does not require judgment. And it's not a gift or talent. It's a skill. You have to learn how to do it. So I want to talk about some actions that we can take that you can engage in right now. Because awareness is courage. Think about it. The moment you do that, your shoulders lift up and go back because you're like, and you're becoming aware. So awareness is the first act of financial courage. And again, practice does not make perfect. Practice makes progress, right? Courage is not something you do one time. Courage is something you continue to do little by little. So let's talk about some things you can do that can change your mindset. 3 simple actions that you can take to move from avoidance to awareness, gently and respectfully. I know you can do it. Okay, action number 1. Name what you avoid. Name what you avoid. Shame, embarrassment, those two usually keep us quiet. So the power that you have is in saying what it is. The moment you do that, it's like a balloon. The air starts to leave it. And then when it's all gone, you just have this little balloon that is powerless against you. It didn't have any power to begin with. It was always just full of hot air. Remember that. So try it. Ask yourself, what money task do I keep putting off? Is it looking at the bills? Is it looking at your bank statement? Is it asking for help? Is it balancing your checkbook? Name it. Name it. I've always been afraid to do X. When I look at my bank statement, it gives me hives. Say it out loud, because when you hear it in your hearing, you will know that you have the power to change it. Naming it removes its power. And guess where the power goes back to? You. This is a season and a year of reclaiming our power, because we've been giving it away without even knowing it. And now, because we are aware, we have the opportunity to change that. I hope you won't let that opportunity pass you by. Let's talk about action number 2. Look at one thing, just one. Overwhelm is another thing that keeps us paralyzed, because when we look at the pile of bills, we're like, oh my God, I can't, and then another 24 hours goes, and then we're like, okay, I'm gonna try it again. Oh my God, it's a lot. Then we take one and it's too much. We're too many things. Then the pile falls and we see the red past due notice. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Or we go into our budget, and as soon as we see the columns, we start to get agita. Do not overwhelm yourself. Choose one thing to look at. One thing. If it's one bill that you look at and you open up today and you look at it, put it down, walk away. Take a walk, go have a glass of water, go stretch, go do something, but do only one. And then you'll do another one, and then you'll do another one. And then you'll look up, and that pile that was this high is now down here. And then you'll keep practicing for progress. Look at one thing. You can do it. All right. So this could be one account, one bill, one number. I believe in you. Awareness grows through small, consistent steps, not overwhelm. Let's look at action 3. Remove judgment. This one's my favorite. If you take the judgment from the process, you remove the power from it again. Remember when we were kids, and if you've ever seen babies, they're adorable. When they're learning to walk, they think it's the funniest thing to fall down. They will fall down and giggle for like 15 minutes because they don't know judgment. They don't know that somebody could be like, you can't walk? What's your problem? Everybody's walking. Everybody's been walking for a minute. How long is it going to take for you to learn how to walk? They have no idea of this concept of judgment. What they have found is, I was crawling. Turns out if I push myself up a little bit, I can actually sit on my butt. Wait a minute. And if I push up a little bit more and hang on to this table leg, I can stand up. What is this standing up thing? I see the big, tall, tree-like people walking around doing that. This must be this walking thing that they are doing all the time. I want to try it. I want to see what happens if I do it. And they try with enthusiasm, with exuberance, with excitement. And the one step that they take, oh my gosh, best thing ever. And they try another one and they fall down right on their butt, on their soft diapers. They're not in pain. They're not judging themselves. They're not saying, I'm stupid. I'm never going to try and walk again. There's no one standing around them going, you're stupid. Why did you fall? You should be able to walk. This is not a big deal. Actually, if we remember correctly, what happens? Everyone around them is like, you can do it, we're so excited. Which is my sidebar point is you need to get around people that are doing that for you. That are like, oh my gosh, you tried, it was great, let's try again. Then we laugh and we get back up. So for you as an adult, you may have to pull on some childlike faith and remember what it was like to learn and how much fun that was when there was no judgment attached. So instead of saying, I'm bad with money, try, I'm learning how to feel safe with money. Language matters. Your subconscious is listening. Your conscious is listening. Be kind to yourself in the words that you speak to yourself. Awareness creates choice. Choice creates power. And power creates freedom. Again? Okay. Awareness creates choice. Choice creates power. And power creates freedom. I hope y'all were taking notes. If you weren't, that is fine. If you're ready to go deeper and build a system that supports your real life, I invite you to join my Master Your Money Without a Budget You Hate workshop. Inside, we talk about this work, right? We talk about how to engage on this level because it's going to require some work. So I'm not going to lie to you about that, right? It's going to require you going in and going deep because it took us a minute to get here. We can't expect that it's going to go away in like one day or 1 hour. It's not. But what we can feel as we go forward is progress. So inside, we take this work further with clarity, with compassion, and with dignity. So I encourage you to visit focusfire.life/master your money. And when you're ready, I would love to support you. Thank you for being with me today. I hope that you became aware of the things you were not aware of. I hope that you will consider choosing awareness over avoidance today. The best time to get your money right was yesterday. The next best time is today. I'll see you next week on Dignity and Dollars. Don't let your money master you. Master your money. Remember, what you desire, you deserve.